My dad would always leave. It was always told to me that he was at college. And then when I got older, I realized that college was prison. I would hate parent day. I would hate parent teacher day because I always would go in the bathroom and have to create this story of where my father was. And my friend, his dad was a president of a bank, and his dad was a firefighter, and I hated that day. I would always play sick that day, and from 12 to 22, I spent my life in the streets, being what I call a street pharmacist. And I'm just wanting to do drugs, wanting to mess with girls, and wanting to fight. Get into it with a rival gang, and as I'm running, bullets are going past my ears. They're hitting the floor. They're scraping off the ground. I jump in this big green expedition and I get out of this park. But the unique thing and the sad thing about this story, but 15 minutes before I pull into the park, I see a childhood friend. And he was like, "What you about to do?" And I'm like, "Yo, I'm about to go put in work on these ops real quick." And I'm like, "Yo, you roll with me." He's like, "Bet." And he jumps in the car. When I jumped out the car, he was holding his chest. And the first thing I said, I'll never forget it. I was like, "Yo, stop playing." And he wasn't playing. So he died instantly that night. The hollow tip had broken his chest. Now I want to kill somebody, and I'm doing drugs like never before. And I'm sitting in jail playing chess. I hear Quantel, and I just freeze. And I'm like, man, somebody said my name. And the guy was playing chess. He's like, "Nah, you're tripping, bro. Just make your move. Nobody said your name." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." So I make my move, and I hear again, Quantel. And now I'm spooked. And now I'm standing by the door, and the door swings open. And lo and behold, it's my father. I get an old man at bottom bunk, and we just start gelling. This is what you do, this is what you don't do. He's showing me how to make stuff. So we're in this cell together, and it's terrible, but it was somewhat okay for me because for 60 days straight, I had my dad. The sad part is my dad knows the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, word for word without opening. Like I can call him like, "Dad, what is Galatians 3 and 5 saying? Like, what is it? What's the backdrop?" And he'll just break it down, and it's heartbreaking. Seeing that and seeing my dad going in and out of prison from the age of 6 and 7 and on up kind of just really shattered my worldview. So man, I go right back to the streets, riding around with guns, and I never forget sitting on my cousin David's deck. And I told him, I said, "Man, if this is living, I'll just rather die." The same cousin hits me up. He's like, "Hey man, we're gonna go down to Uncle Tommy's house and we're gonna watch the peach drop for New Year's. We're drinking, we're playing this whack game of Monopoly. I'm broke, depressed, contemplating suicide. Thinking, is Islam the way? Is Buddhist the way? What do I need to go vegan? What do I need to do?" And I said, "God, I believe you're real. And if you'll have me, if you'll let me in your family, Lord, I promise you, I'll try. I'll just try to do better." And when I opened my eyes, the drink was melted. I didn't pick it back up, and I just went back home. Didn't say anything to nobody because I'm like, I'm definitely not gonna go back to the hood and tell them I found Jesus playing a game of Monopoly. Next thing you know, I'm trying to learn how to pray, ministering in an urban community about God and Jesus and the peace that surpasses all understanding. And did that for 3 to 4 months. That August, I enrolled in a Bible college. I'm an associate youth pastor at a church, and 4 kids later, celebrating 8 years of marriage. My dad, he went to prison. He actually just got out again. I tell you, as a pastor, as a man of faith, being upset with God, struggling when I would see people stand in front of the church and give testimony how they've been delivered of drugs. And I would say, man, God, that's been my prayer every day, every night, that the spirit of sobriety would hit my dad. I refuse to believe that his vice is stronger than God's word.